Welcome to your daily dose of hope. I'm Phyllis Nichols, and I'm glad you're here. Today, I want to talk about some fixes for restless boredom. Look, we've all had this, right? That sort of itchy, restless feeling when you're bored, but nothing's really appealing. A lot of times it shows up for me when I have lots of things I need to do, but my brain is telling me that they're not interesting or exciting, or it feels a little overwhelming, so I don't know where to start. And oddly, the feeling is sort of this restlessness and boredom. When it shows up, most of us, myself included, pick up our phone, right, for a hit of easy distraction. But that doesn't help. So today, I just wanted to share with you some alternatives that can really make a difference when we find ourselves in this sort of restless and bored space. Number one is to rearrange something small, not your whole room. That would be overwhelming. Maybe just a drawer or a shelf or a corner or reorganizing a bookshelf, swapping where a couple pieces of furniture sit. There's something about physically changing your space that shifts the mental state too. It's active enough to burn off a little bit of that restless energy that we have, but it doesn't require the motivation of some big project. Plus, we get a tiny hit of dopamine, the feel good chemicals in our brain, when we step back and we see something different. Your environment shapes your mood more than we realize, and small changes can make familiar spaces feel fresh again, which is part of the antidote to boredom. Another thing you can do, and I have tried this actually works for me, is learn something with your hands. Not on screen, but with your hands, right? Like doing origami, which I have done before. I watch a tutorial and then I do it again from memory a couple of times. This I haven't tried, but I could, which is teaching yourself to juggle with like balled up socks or tennis balls or something like that. Drawing something, trying to write with your non dominant hand. The goal isn't to be great at this. The goal is to force your brain into a state of focused attention on something novel, right? Something we don't normally do. When you're learning a physical skill, your mind won't wander to the same loops that we have when we're in that boredom and restless phase. You're present because you need to be. That's the antidote to restless boredom. It's active engagement, and it's something that requires your full attention. One last thing, and I haven't tried this, but I'm going to because I think it sounds like something that would work, and it's so easy, which is to go somewhere you can see from where you are. Look out your window and pick something you can see: a tree, a corner, the end of the street, the park, the building next door, whatever. Now go stand next to it. That's it. Restlessness is often our body's way of saying it needs something to change, something that is a physical location and a physical change, right? A 5-minute walk to somewhere specific, not just wandering around, gives your restlessness a purpose and your boredom a tiny adventure. Now, I know walking across the street or to the tree in the backyard doesn't sound like it's going to be that helpful, but a couple of things happen. First of all, we're moving. Being in our bodies always help, but you'll notice things that you've not noticed before, right? You come back feeling a little bit different than when you left, which is usually what restless boredom is asking for. S- Stopping that endless sort of mental chatter that we get into and those closing those loops. None of these things are super impressive on their own or Instagram worthy by any means. They're small and they're really ordinary, but they do something that our phone cannot do. They put us in conversation with our physical world instead of pulling us out of it. So the next time that you feel that restlessness, try one of these. Your phone's going to be there when you get back, but you might find that you don't need it. This podcast is part of the Sound Advice FM network. Sound Advice FM, women's voices amplified.